Welcome to the final match in day one of the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament. And it is a tale of two teams making it to the first time. Will they have a chance to make it to the World Cup? We'll find out as Lebanon takes on Rwanda. This is Aaron Sanders. Thank you for joining us again, everybody, and thanks for tuning in on the FIBA YouTube channel, where we're going to take a look at two teams who have never made the World Cup before. That's right, when it comes to Lebanon, they never had an appearance, even though they were very close to being there. They placed 7th in last year's FIBA Women's Asia Cup, which gave them a chance to make it here in the pre-qualifying tournaments. There are the scores from earlier today. Senegal squeaking through Hungary in an upset. Brazil beating the Philippines. And the game for which you just saw earlier, in which Argentina defeated Great Britain in an upset. And again, Great Britain were ranked number 2 in the power rankings, and Argentina was placed last in 8th place. Back to Lebanon, they are ranked 4th in the power rankings in the Rwandan leg in this pre-qualifying tournament, 51st in the world. And they are led by Rebecca Akul, their captain, their point guard captain, and Trinity Matisse, who was drafted in the second round with a WNBA draft 3 years ago, who currently plays in Israel. These two players were able to make a name of themselves back in the Asia Cup while averaging near 13 points and between 4 to 6 rebounds apiece. So they know how to get a double-double going, and they know how to be resilient. And for Rwanda, as they are being introduced, this is their first appearance in a world stage event, and they hope to make an upset here in this leg. Rwanda is led by Bella Murekatete, who was the first Rwandan to play in NC2A Division I play with Washington State. So they're going to rely a lot on their center as Murekatete is being introduced to the crowd along with the starting lineup. So strap yourself in. We're in for a good matchup as these two teams are looking to punch their ticket into the qualifying round in the Women's World Cup by the end of this week. Stay where you are. This is the last Group D game of the day. Coming up, it's Rwanda, the host team, and Lebanon here in the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament.
Starting with the national anthem of Lebanon.
There is no better feeling than hearing the anthem of your nation for the first time, and that's what Rwanda just went through as they are having their first appearance in a world stage event. Neither team has made the World Cup before, but if they end up being the lucky team to prevail through the final on Sunday, they will be one step closer to expunging that odious statement. We'll get the starting lineups for you in just a moment. The Rwandan fans coming alive as they continue to fill up the arena as this match caps off day one of some thrilling competition here in the Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament. Talk about the officials for today's game from Turkey. Ken Mavisu, along with Arnold Mosea and Julius Guzman Laureano. Take a look at the starting lineups. First for Lebanon, they're going to start with Zelina Elias with Rebecca Akil, their captain, followed by Perla Bou-Nazir, Amar Mansour, and Trinity Baptiste. And for Rwanda, they will put Asuma Awuzizie on the floor with Destiny Falaxi, Bella Murekatete, Ineza Sifa, and Keisha Hampton. Big welcome to those tuning in on YouTube, on the FIBA YouTube channel. We understand there are a lot of people that have joined in to become a part of the premium membership, and for just 99 cents a month, you can partake into that. A big welcome to those tuning in on courtside 1891-2. Tip is controlled by Rwanda. They will be going left and right in their gold uniforms with blue trim. Lebanon in their red jerseys with white trim. Pull-up shot to start the game, and that is off the mark. Lebanon ranked 4th in the power rankings, 51st in the world, as they play their first game in the pre-qualifying tournament, and they hope to make a splash. Rebecca Akil, guarded by Hampton, as she passes it to Mansour. Mansour with 2 to shoot, and it was last deflected by Destiny Falaksi. So Lebanon will have to catch and shoot with 1.6 on the shot clock. And here is Amar Mansour, and she sends it straight up. That 3 is up and out. Well, that's a fast way to start the game. And now Rwanda on the move again, their second possession, as Awuzie gives it up to Falaksi. Falaksi asking for a screen, and she dishes it up. 1 on the shot clock, running shot off the mark. And here comes Trinity Baptiste, who was drafted by the Indiana Fever 3 years ago, as she draws a foul and is set to shoot a pair of free throws. In addition to that, she also plays in Israel and averaged a near double-double in the Asia Cup last year, averaging 13 points and 8 rebounds a game. Remember, this is a Lebanon team that placed 7th in the Women's Asia Cup a year ago. 7 of the players you see on this roster were a part of that run, as Trinity Baptiste splits the pair of free throws and gets the first point on the board in this game. Rwanda, the host team, and you could hear the crowd coming alive. They have been active and they have been loud since warm-ups. Underneath the Hampton. Hampton, shovel pass over. That's a wide open 3 as she throws a frozen rope and it sails out of bounds. Earlier today, Hungary was upset by Senegal by the score of 63-61. Brazil escaping the Philippines by the score of 77-74. Argentina, the game which you saw before this one, pulling an upset by defeating Great Britain 53-47. And that was a game where Argentina was on the money from three-point land for most of the game. Nice backdoor pass underneath as Lebanon gets 2 more points. And that's what Lebanon needs to do. Look for those nice high-low passes and work with the back door. Sifa from outside. That is off the mark. Picked up by Awuzie. And here's Sifa again. Same result. Brought down by Mansour. So Rebecca Akil, the captain, able to get the first field goal of the game as she was met by the double team. Here's Baptiste, spots up, and that is short of the left side. Awuzie picking up the rebound, who plays for APR Women's BBC outside of national team competition. Dribble drive. Here's Falaksi outside, and she matches her jersey number to tie things up at 3. Destiny Falaksi knows a thing or two about playing in FIBA competition. She was in the Afro Basket, where she averaged 17.4 points per game, 5th in the tournament, and was also part of the first ever African Women's Basketball League tournament last December, playing for Reach Women's BBC, where she averaged near 23 points. As there's a shot clock violation as Rwanda forces a turnover. A handful of Rwandan players had experience in the AWBO last year, in which was won by the Alexandria Sporting Club in convincing and dominating fashion. One of those players that played in that in particular, as a foul is on the floor, is Sierra Dillard, who is not on this team per se. She is playing for Senegal. So a handful of players from Senegal and Rwanda had experience in the AWBL last year, as we have a look at Bella Morekatete. Breaking records in Washington State University during her college time, as she gets the first free throw. First in blocks with nearly 200, 980 rebounds, third in double-doubles with a total of 17, and fifth in points with over 1,550 points. And she gets her first 2 points in the pre-qualifying tournament in the Women's World Cup. And Rwanda gets their first lead as well, 5-3. Akil asking for help. She is smothered by Sifa, gives it up to Baptiste, and it's away to Mansour, whose shot is short. And air ball leads for another break for Rwanda, but they're unable to finish with 6:29 to go. Again, you're tuning in to the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament. This is the Rwandan leg. There's two of them. The other is in Mexico. One of their matches just got underway as Rwanda is able to force another turnover. Destiny Philoxy ahead to Keisha Hampton. Hampton on the drive, and she puts it up, and she's heading to the line. We hope you've been able to enjoy the action so far in the first day of group play into this game. First free throw up and down for Keisha Hampton, who also played in the WNBA. Was a Minnesota Lynx and a Chicago Sky player. Free throw up and in. So Hampton makes those free throws with ease, and Rwanda leads 7-3. Here's Amar Mansour, who also played in the Women's Asia Cup last year. Lebanon placed 7th in that tournament, and they hope to punch their ticket into their first ever Women's World Cup. Akil to Elias, steps in from the key, off the mark. And Mareka Tete goes with the rebound. One of the players to watch, Mareka Tete. Long shot, doesn't fall. Another chance for Rwanda as Sifa is able to pick it down. Philoxy with the screen from Mareka Tete, and she gets the ball for her reward, and she'll go to the line again. And what a great crowd on hand for their home team. I wouldn't want to be a player that has to play in an arena with great home court advantage, just like what Rwanda has right now. They have a 5-point lead as we approach the 5-minute mark in the first quarter. That was last touched by Mareka Tete, so it will stay with Lebanon. Irene Yokshin into the game and gets her first two off the window. She made it look so easy. Started up from the right side and noticed she had a lot of running room. And it's back to a 3-point game. Destiny Philoxy in trouble but got bailed out as she gets the ball again. She's guarded by Bou Nasir. Spins around, gets through the spin cycle, off the mark, try to put it right back in, but no dice. Here's Baptiste trying to go for the spin cycle. She does and hits. So Trinity Baptiste doing what Rwanda couldn't. And now it's to a 1-point game. Screen from Awuzie. Sifa had several chances, but it's been hard for her here in the first quarter. Here's Mansour, up and no good as she draws contact. More substitutions on the floor. As Amar Mansour prepares for free throws. 4:16 remaining here in the opening quarter, which has been a close one and a fast-paced game to say the least. Second free throw off the mark. A sigh of relief for the Rwandan fans. Abuzie gives it up to Cantori. Sandra Cantori, who just checked in, and a long bomb goes down. And that's how you connect. 11-7 is your score. As Aneza Sifa, who had difficulty getting a shot up in the first 6 minutes, able to get it from three-point land. Spot up shot, yes. So that goes down for Zelina Elias. Incidentally, Megri Toros checked in for Perla Nasir on Lebanon side, and for Rwanda, Hope Batura and Sandra Cantori checked in. And we finally get a breather with 3:30 to go. Rwanda 11, Lebanon 9. This is the kind of start you love to see if you're a basketball fan, but if you're on the other side of the bench as a coach, you have to wonder, how do you slow your opposition down? Rwanda shooting 16% from the field as Lebanon shooting 50%. So even though Rwanda has the lead, they have to find some way to get better shots off as we are near the 3-minute mark here in the first quarter. Top scorer for Lebanon, Zina Elias, who has 4, and Bella Moreka Tete has 3 for Rwanda. As Hampton tried to reach all she could to get that pass from Cantori, and Megri Toros was underneath her. So that sends Hampton to the free throw line again. Lebanon out of fouls to give for the remaining 3:12. And Hampton, good as gold on both free throws. Make it 13-9. Full court pressure applied by Rwanda. Great heads-up play from Aneza Sifa. Follow up on the inbound pass. Lebanon shooting 50% as Ali Mansour is able to break the timeline. A kill. Breezing by, layup off the mark for Elias. And Elias looked like she had the green light to go ahead. That's not the case. Dribble drive, Hampton, up and in, over Rebecca Akil. So Keisha Hampton leading the way for Rwanda. As it's a 6-point game, she has 6. How fitting, she has the same amount of points as the difference. 5 to shoot, long shot off the front. Butera lost control of the ball, but luckily there were a lot of yellow shirts in there to get the rebound. Fake and drive by Hampton, spots up from the elbow and gets it. And it's a timeout for Lebanon, 17-9, as it's the Keisha Hampton show. Keisha Hampton with her 8th point. And that's how much Rwanda leads by. Keisha Hampton leading, scoring with 8 points, and Rwanda leads by 8. It has been a game of fast-paced, high scoring, as Hampton has scored 6 unanswered points. 2 of them at the free throw line and the other 2 off of field goals. And it will stay with Lebanon with under 2 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Rwanda hoping to improve their field goal percentage. And Lebanon hoping to respond as Akil gets the ball with 2 to shoot, whips it around, and draws another foul. So Marika Tet gets the foul, and Sifa checks out. And we get a first look at Rosine Mikamyiza. Ida Bakos checking in for Baptiste for Lebanon, as Akil gets the first to drop. And the second. 2-possession game, 17-11. Crossover dribble, Cantore. Out to Hampton, that's a 3. Put her there. Keisha Hampton just revving it up here in the first quarter. A red-hot start for Keisha Hampton as the jumper goes down from the foul line. An easy deuce from Elias. Hampton trying to go downstairs to Cantore, but it slips out of her fingertips. Baptiste back into the lineup for the final minute of play here in the first quarter. Rwanda with a 7-point lead and a shifty defense, which could be broken up with this corner 3. That doesn't go. Loose ball recovered by Toros. 5 on the clock. Tough shot, but it goes down for Amar Mansour. These two teams have to keep their eye on the clock and hope that they're able to get a shot going. And a tough one to go by Cantori, off balance and everything as she steps right into the lane for two. Shot clock dead for the final 12 seconds. Jumper goes. We have an old-fashioned shootout here as Trinity Baptiste gets two more. Final 5. Here's Hampton. Hampton steps back. In and out, but she is fouled. She's going to head to the line for 3. 1 1/10 seconds remaining. What a tremendous first quarter from both of these teams. Actually, the foul was underneath as Marekatet and Baptiste were battling underneath the basket as the shot was on its way down. So 2 free throws are coming up for Marekatet as she hits the first. As she makes the second one to make it 23-17. 1 second to go. Mansour will just dribble it out. And that's the story for the first quarter, in which has been the Keisha Hampton show, as Rwanda leads 24-17, courtesy of Keisha Hampton's 11 points. Rwanda, they shot under 20% to get things going, but that has skyrocketed to about 35%. Second quarter coming up.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Welcome back to Rwanda as the host team leads 24-17 over Lebanon as we wrap up day 1 of group competition here in the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament. Aaron Sanders on the call. Hope you've been enjoying the action throughout the day. Justin Taylor had the play-by-play for the first 2 games, and I have the call for the last 2 games of the day. Earlier today, Senegal beat Hungary by 2. That was an upset. Brazil beating Philippines 77-74. Argentina shocking Great Britain 53-47. And this game has been a firecracker, to say the least. We are underway here in the second quarter. Rebecca Keel hoping to spur her team along back into this one. She has 4 points as she sends it out for a wing 3 by Megare Toros, and that doesn't go. Rwanda have been taking care of business with their bigs as Keisha Hampton leads the scoring. Tough layup, and it goes down. Sandra Cantori expands this lead to 9. She matches her jersey number with the lead. Mansour to Ida Bakos. Akil flings it away. That's good. And Rebecca Akil showing range as Lebanon breaks the 20-point mark. Two-possession game as we are a minute into the second quarter. Rekatet looking deep, slapped down by Lebanon, and they have an easy two. Amar Mansour off the fast break makes it 26-22. We have a handful of international talent. Three ball doesn't go, and Mansour picks up the board and immediately gives it to Akil. Akil was looking for Baptiste, but had to fling it out to Toros instead. Baptiste on the one-legger, that's off. And Sabine McGinney checks in. McGinney trying to set the screen. She was a little too early on that. Cantore whips it to Marekatet as Hampton has that ball stripped from her by Akil. This is a 2-on-1 and had to be brought back as Mansour almost went out of bounds. Backhouse for three. And McGinney not wasting any time securing the board. Keisha Hampton, the game's leading scorer, brings it up the floor and she's immediately guarded by Backhouse. Stopped in her tracks, sends it out, wing three, no good for Mikoniza. Megri Toros. Now here's Akil trying to put the moves on Mikoniza. A lot of movement, but not a lot of scoring here in the first few minutes of the second. This is Rania El Husseini who throw it in, one of the 7 players that played for Lebanon in last year's Women's Asia Cup. Nasir back into the lineup. They look deep and they find Baptiste, who's able to draw contact with 3.5 seconds on the shot clock. And this is what Lebanon needs to do. Just continue to use your bigs instead of looking for a shot. We've seen a time or two where the 3-ball works in their favor, but that was in traffic and out of an extra pass. If they get a big in like Trinity Baptiste or Zelina Elias into the game, that could cause trouble for Rwanda, whose bigs could also shoot from outside. So you may have to force their players to go out. Baptiste ready for a second free throw, and it is up and in. It is a one-possession game. Lebanon marching right back in. Second quarter. Here's Destiny Philoxy guarded by El Husseini. Gets the steal from Butera. Swings it out to Sifa for 3. Off the mark, and she has 3 free throws on the way. Not a good decision from Lebanon. Trying to do a little too much, and that's not the spot where you have to put the master lock defense on, as Aneza gets the first free throw. The hardest area to guard anybody in is at the wing and at the corner, and especially when you're close to the sideline. Sifa makes the first 2 free throws to make it 28-24. Here's the third. It's good. Sifa making all 3, and it is 29-24. We played 3 minutes and change here in the second quarter. Sifa hitting her first 3 points at the line. Akil with the fake and passes it down. Long shot off the mark. And back comes Faloxi. Faloxi raising through Awuziye's screen. Awuziye to Faloxi. Fakes left, goes right, steps into a three, and can't nail it. And Akil able to get the ball in the air. Akil going coast to coast and puts it up and in with that beautiful finger roll off the right hand. Nine points for Akil, as she's tied with Baptiste with the most points for Lebanon. Both Lebanon and Rwanda has never made a World Cup appearance before. 2 on the clock. Here's Butera. Butera did not look at the clock, and that's a turnover. Again, the way this tournament works, group play for the first 4 days of action, then a day off on Friday, which is followed by the semifinals on Saturday. The top 2 teams from Group C and D will meet each other for the right to play in the final on Sunday. And the winner of the final, as Akil rings it up from three-point land and ties it up at 29. The winner of the final game will clinch a spot in the World Cup qualifier, which will take place next year. We are tied at 29. And it's all thanks to Rebecca Akil, who now leads scoring with 12 points, 6 of them coming from outside. As Ineza Sifa looking to add on, looking for a 4th and 5th point. All of them have come from the free throw line. And she continues suit. Got them both. 31-29. Under 5 to go until halftime. Rwanda with the lead. Here's Akil splitting through the defense easily, and just like a magic trick, it was able to split the Rwandan defense and kiss it off the glass to tie it up at 31. Faloxi going through Boot Nasir, trying to find a cutting player, but Mugwaneza unable to connect. Charlotte Mugwaneza, one of the centers, checked in not so long ago. Grady Baptiste, got somebody on the seat of their pants, but unable to finish. Isha Hampton, as they feed it to Mugwaneza, has that swatted by Akil. Tied at 31, your team stats, Rwanda shooting 32% and Lebanon shooting 50%. They've been able to bounce back after trailing at the end of the first quarter by 7. 14-point turnaround as we speak. Now to 5 on the 24. Nice fake. Akil swings it out. 3 ball. No good. As Chantel Kayobi able to get it for Rwanda. Faloxi brings it up to the front court. Hard take from Rekatet as she goes back to the line. 1:20 remaining. Some substitutions as Marika Tet approaching her 7th and 8th free throws. She has 5 points, all of them from the line. And Rwanda, to their credit, shooting 93% as Marika Tet hits the first. Marika Tet makes both 33-31. Rwanda gets the lead back. And a steal and an easy lay-in as Lebanon wasted a lot of time. That full court pressure worked as Destiny Philoxy glides in for two. Amar Mansour and Zina Elias checking in for Lebanon on that last possession. Rwanda back up by 4. Approaching 3 minutes here until halftime. Fake from Bunasir, she gets close and she sidesteps her way into the lane, but finds Zelina Elias for the 2. So Bunasir able to get herself out of a dire situation as she sends the assist to Elias. Keisha Hampton backing down, fades away, can't get it. Rebound up and out for Marika Tet. Third chance off the mark, but she is blocked and fouled. So the story for Rwanda back in the first quarter was them utilizing their bigs, especially a player like Keisha Hampton who scored 11 points. But Lebanon has been giving them fits in the lane. And Marika Tet makes the second free throw. This brings this lead right back up to 4. Full court pressure by Rwanda as Keisha Hampton gets the foul. Lebanon came into this tournament 51st in the FIBA World Ranking. Rwanda 74th. That is the lowest in this tournament. But Rwanda playing a very good game as we approach halftime. El Hosseini trying to put the moves on Philoxy. She steps into a 3 and hits it off the glass and out. Another chance for El Hosseini as we have a problem with the shot clock. The shot clock should have continued since it did not hit the rim. And the official was quick to recognize that. It may look like they're going to knock the shot clock down to 6. Because the only way the shot clock should go back up to 14 is if it hits the rim and Lebanon was able to secure an offensive rebound. So they have it at 6. Mansour throws it right in. 3 on the 24. El Hosseini not being aware of the time. That's another turnover for Lebanon. And Lebanon could have easily chucked one up before the buzzer, but they were focused on getting a pass down. But when there's 6 seconds on the 24, not enough time for that. Pass in the lane, picked up by Sifa, and she puts it in. Actually, that was Bella Marika Tet who was able to save the ball and put it right in. It's a 2-possession game. Mansour looking for help, found it off the Elias screen. It's right back out, the 3 ball, it's good. Rana El Hosseini able to get that triple. 39-36. How about Sifa? Sifa! You cannot deny. This isn't a basketball game. This is a shootout as Ineza Sifa continues a three-point rage, and that prompts a timeout from Lebanon. We are approaching halftime, and Rwanda leads Lebanon 42-36. Prior to the timeout, Ineza Sifa hit her second three for a total of 11 points. It is a three-way tie for the top scorer as Bella Marekatet and Keisha Hampton have 11 points each. Hampton has been kept silent since her 11-point outburst in the first quarter, but Sifa has been able to take over for her with those points. Lebanon with the possession, trying to break free from the full court press. They are led by Rebecca Akul, as expected, who has 14 points. Mar Mansour getting it deep to El Houssani, who hit a three earlier. The ball goes back to Rwanda. A lot of yellow shirts piling up on El Houssani to force the turnover. .38 seconds to go, another three! It is a three-point rage for Ineza Sifa. See for yourself. She is on fire. 45-36 to score. That's a bad pass as Keisha Hampton tried to send it over to Marekatet, but she was 10 feet away from that pass. Rwanda narrowly edging Lebanon 21-19 here in the second quarter. 16 and 8/10 seconds to go until halftime. Here's Trinity Baptiste. Down to 7. Akil, who has 14, toe-to-toe with Hampton, gets to her off the screen, down to 1, and she's able to get bailed out with 1.3 to go. They'll inbound it. Mansour to throw it in. Mansour looking underneath. Shot's no good. And that does it for the first half. An entertaining one to say the least. Absolute seams as Rwanda leads Lebanon 45-36. But it's based off an incredible performance from Ineza Sifa. In just 15 minutes of action, she was able to pick up 14 points, 3 of 6 from downtown, and Rwanda shooting under 40% from the field. Lebanon's led by Rebecca Akil with 14 points. They are shooting 48%. At halftime, Rwanda leads Lebanon by 9. This is Aaron Sanders. I'll be back for the call the second half in under 15 minutes. You're watching the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament.
gender, color, belief, or capability. We are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good. Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin,
basketball
can bring everyone together.
Basketball for good.
Welcome back to Rwanda. The second half is about to begin between Rwanda and Lebanon. You see on your screen Rwanda with a 9-point lead as we are moments away from the third quarter. This is Aaron Sanders. The tail of the second quarter, it was a three-point bonanza from Ineza Sifa, who ended up with 14 points, and which for Rwanda, there were 3 players that ended up with more than 10 points, and Lebanon gave Rwanda's front court fits, but their defense was all over the place, and they look to tighten it up here in the next 20 minutes, and that may not be the immediate case, as Bella Murray Katete makes it 47-36 right off the hop. Top scorer again, Ineza Sifa with 14 points, Keisha Hampton with 11 for Rwanda. But Hampton did not score in the second quarter after having a first quarter explosion with her 11 points. Rebecca Akil leading Lebanon with 14 points, with her leading the way. Fadeaway jumper off the mark. Another give and go. Doesn't get any better than that as Mareka Tet able to sky in. Lebanon and Rwanda are looking for their first ever trip to the World Cup. If they win the championship on Sunday, if they make it that far, they'll be one step away from that. Good defense from Rwanda as Sifa holds it out and slows things down. Sifa has 14 points, most of them coming from three-point land. It's back out to Mareka Tet, who tries to feed it into Sifa, but had it stripped. And they will get another break. The inbound. Up ahead, nice dribble drive as the shot clock winds down. That shot's off the mark for Sifa. Here's Akil. Akil with the crossover. Can't finish. Elias puts it right back in. Elias could be one of those players that could step up for Lebanon when it comes to their bigs. She now has 8. 9-point game, 2 minutes removed from the third quarter. Mareka Tet looking for Hampton, but she could not control it. This is the last game of day 1 of group competition here in the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament. Seen a couple of upsets earlier today. Argentina squeaking through by defeating Great Britain, and Senegal defeating Brazil. Akil asking for the ball back as Bounazur used up a lot of the shot clock, and an air ball equals a 24-second violation. In the second quarter, Lebanon cut their deficit to as few as 2. They had a couple of ties since then, but Rwanda has held their own since. Sifa into Mareka Tet. Mareka Tet sizing up. Mansour to Akil. Akil from the right side, and she got pushed. More FIBA events like this, be sure to subscribe to the premium membership on the FIBA YouTube page and register to courtside 1891. Ball stays with Lebanon with 6:55 to go. For 99 cents a month, the premium membership is yours, and it has custom badges, avatars, exclusive content, including the exclusive Q&A panel with FIBA experts. All of that can be yours for just 99 cents a month. And hold the phone. We have another discrepancy to sort out. And they're able to sort it out. Here's a kill, wide open. And Rwanda turns it over. Opatura checking in for Morekatet. Patil Azadourian in for Perla Bounassor. As Rwanda comes up with her 9th turnover. There's been a total of 16 of them in this game alone. A kill, out, reball, no. And Abu Zidier comes up with the rebound. Drive, Abuzier. She's going for the spin, but picked up her pivot foot. Lebanon looking to bounce back. They're down by 11. Bakos. Looking for Mansour, but throws it away. Largest lead is 13 for Rwanda. Mansour had it stripped by Sifa, and Sifa loses control. I don't know if she was looking for one more dribble before putting it up, or she lost it because she had her back turned. Unfortunate for Rwanda. And Lebanon, they have to find some way to take advantage of that turnover. Will they do that as Azadourian pulls up? No. Elias goes for the big rebound. And she may be heading to the free throw line. Azadourian is going to the line. Scoring-wise, it's been a quiet third quarter compared to the 21-19 quarter that we had back in the second. Rwanda only edging Lebanon 4-2. Not the fast-paced kind of game that we saw in the first 20 minutes. Perhaps halftime might have done something about that. Tested shot off the mark for Hampton, and she was near the free throw line anyway, and she's prepared to hit a couple. Easy for Keisha Hampton. Red hot the first quarter with 11 points. frozen solid in the second quarter. She picks up her first points since that first quarter. She has 13. (51-39), and Hampton able to take it. Here's Faloxi. 3-ball. Good! And that may start some red-hot shooting, and Lebanon wise enough to take a timeout before any more damage is taken. Keisha Hampton with her 16th point, and that was off of that go-ahead 3 from Destiny Faloxi. Rwanda is 6 of 15 from outside, and the 3-ball from Keisha Hampton gave her her second triple of the night, her 16th point, as Rwanda now have their biggest lead of the game, 54-39. And Lebanon slowed it down in a huge way coming out of the break. Alley-oop intended. Did not work out. It's back out to Hampton, who will take matters into herself, and she gets the teardrop. Keisha Hampton on another tear, picking up where she left off in the first quarter after having an ice-cold second. Quick dribble drive from Bakos, thrown away. Here is Sifa. Sifa fakes and gets it in. What a move from Ineza Sifa. If you don't think this is a good game, see for yourself. She is taking care of business. The Hampton Sifa show in full range here in the third. Fake from Elias. Elisani, a kill. Thought about the 3, gets close, and there's an offensive foul. Kel with the offensive foul. As Trinity Baptiste is now in for Ada Bakos. If there's any player that can make a huge difference for Lebanon as they are facing their biggest deficit right now, it would be Baptiste. Marv Mansour checking in for a kill. They give a kill a little bit of a break near the end of the third quarter, and that pass gets swallowed up courtesy of Ada Bakos. Or my mistake. That was swallowed up by Trinity Baptiste. Makes sense. Baptiste, catch and shoot 3. That's off. I mentioned that Trinity Baptiste can make a huge difference for Lebanon. She has to be around the post. Faloxi trying to back down Elisani. Sifa to Marekatet. Marekatet over Elias. Got it. And Marekatet lets her presence be known off of that great post move. 60-39. Maria Halep into the game as Mansour goes splish, splash, catch. It's been a while since Lebanon has hit from three-point range. Biloxi feeds it into Marekatet. Oh, got the step and everything. My goodness. That is a Nacho Supreme. It had all of it on it. And this is Rwanda's biggest lead of the game. And another fake as Trinity. Baptiste glides in for two. That was easy work for Trinity Baptiste. She has 11 points for Lebanon. Rekatet, high post. To Sifa. Sifa. Another easy access two, but that bounces off the rim and out. Mansour rushing the floor. Narrowly escapes a steal from Hampton and she puts it in. Amar Mansour, she's been taking care of business in the third quarter. Biloxi into Hampton. Hampton gets the spin, but misses the bucket. Another chance for Marekatet as she'll shoot two more. Now we're back to high-paced scoring here in the third quarter. At one point, it was just 4-2. That has exploded to 17-10. Rwanda with the advantage. A +7 in the quarter, a +16 overall. And Marekatet gets the first. 1:21 remaining, quarter number 3. And Marekatet misses. She has 20 points. 10 of 11 at the stripe. El Hassani. Far side off the Elias screen. Asking to clear out. Mansour going toe-to-toe with Mikanyiza. Flings one up and got it to go. Well, I did say they had to give it to their bigs or get close to the basket. That's one way to do it. 15-point game, 40 seconds to go. Biloxi with the footwork, but misses the finish. That would have been the play of the day. It's out to Hampton, and she can't drill it. And who touched it last? Here's a look for, well, that doesn't show us much, unfortunately. All we know is it was a battle for the ball. And again, you have to say good things about this Rwandan crowd supporting their home team in this, the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament. They have been active since warm-ups. And the atmosphere and the vibe has not stopped since. You love to see it. El Hassani to the far side. Passes it to Akil, who just checked back in. Amar Mansour gives the green light to Elias. And she can't cash in the jumper. 5 to go. Here's Biloxi. Biloxi with the step and everything and puts it in. What a finish for Destiny Biloxi and Rwanda as they end the third quarter with a 17-point lead. 65-48. It is all coming together for the host team as we march on to the fourth quarter. This is Aaron Sanders. You are watching the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament from Rwanda on the FIBA YouTube channel. This is the fourth quarter between Rwanda and Lebanon, and Rwanda leads by the score of 65-48. As we wrap up day one of competition here in the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament. This is Aaron Sanders, early foul, 4 seconds in, sends Rana El-Hassani to the line. And Rana El-Hassani got a lot of touches, but few points. As she picks up her fourth in the ball game. The Rwandan front court too much for Lebanon to bear, and the outside game has been hurting them when you have a player like a Neza Sifa ringing it up from three-point land. As Falaxi tried to add into that three-point rage, that doesn't work. These two teams never made the World Cup before, and they hope if they win the pre-qualifying tournament final on Sunday, if they make it all the way, they will be one step closer to that as they will punch a ticket to the World Cup qualifiers. Rosine Mikamyiza down to 6 to shoot. Down to 4, shot underneath by Butera was blocked. And it stays with Rwanda with 3 1/10 seconds left on the shot clock. And they send it right to Mikamyiza. And again, neither team able to run a play out of bounds when the shot clock is running low. This is the third time we have seen that in the game. Lebanon had that happen to them twice. This is the first time for Rwanda. And this all came in situations where the shot clock was under 4 seconds. Trinity Baptiste, She had 7 points at the end of the first quarter, has scored 4 points since. Here's Amar Mansour, who's been helping for Lebanon. Her teardrop doesn't go, and a 14-second shot clock for Lebanon. And here comes the second chance. Baptiste, it is out to Akil. Akil throws it solid in the third quarter. As she gets contact with 5 seconds on the 24. So Akil will look for her first points since halftime. And it bounces right in to make it 65-50. Makes both free throws. Rebecca Akil, one of the top 10 players to put a star on. And keep an eye out throughout this pre-qualifying tournament. The road to Germany is on for 2026 with this pre-qualifying tournament as that backdoor feed is finished off and polished off. And that's what Rwanda's been doing the most, as Bella Marekatet able to get it underneath. And Mansour calls bank on that triple. Amar Mansour has been helping out in the third and fourth quarter alone. Destiny Faloxi again. Again, that's another setup. 69-54, 2:30 gone by here in the quarter as Marekatet goes on back-to-back buckets. She has 24 points. She has been active on and off the glass. These bigs help the mid-range and field goal game pretty well. As we'll go back to Lebanon. Rwanda now shooting 45.6%. In the first few minutes of this contest, they were shooting under 20. That has dramatically changed thanks to great players in the post like Bella Marekatet, who leads scoring with 24. 15-point game. Rwanda has led since the opening minutes. There has been a little bit of back and forth, a lot of high-paced action and shooting. But Rwanda was able to break free halfway into the second quarter and take the lead back. Nice heads-up play underneath. That's the first time we have seen either team go for a heads-up shot right off of the inbound, knowing the shot clock was running low. Amar Mansour to throw it in. Was looking for Elias, but she had her back turned, and Mansour saves it. Mansour soars onto the floor, and the beautiful finish. Lebanon capitalizing on a broken play as Perla Bou Nassir adds 2 for their troubles. It is a 13-point game. Gray ball. An air ball. And Rwanda had the shooter's touch in the first half, getting the extra passes and shooting around. A different story in the second half. Now Mansour running the team. 2 passes later, it's into Elias at the post. Mansour out to Akil. Akil spots up and shoots it too strong. Faloxi No looker. Hampton finishes it. Keisha Hampton buries it from deep to make it 72-56. A shooting performance for the ages as Keisha Hampton connects on her 21st point. Bunasir all alone, as Rwanda just let her walk right in for the layup. Lebanon had some good field goal percentage early in the game. Now they're at 43%, which isn't bad. As we approach 5 minutes left in regulation, and another drive-by layup from Destiny Philoxy. Philoxy picks up her 9th point. There are 3 players in double-digit scoring figures today. Aneza Sifa, 16 points, doing most of her damage from outside. Keisha Hampton with 21, one of the bigs. And Bella Morekatet with 24. And Destiny Philoxy is a point away from a double-double. She has 12 assists today. And I have to ask FIBA, because they're watching in on this, what is the record for most assists in a World Cup pre-qualifying tournament game? I hope somebody's hitting the record books for that one. And we will take a breather with 4:37 to go. Rwanda looking for their first win in group play in the pre-qualifying tournament in the Women's Basketball World Cup. As neither team has made the World Cup before. Another 5 minutes to go. We'll see if Lebanon can take advantage of the foul trouble that Rwanda has down to the other end of the floor. This is Keisha Hampton as Trinity Baptiste checks back in for Elias. Baptiste has been quiet here in the second half. We'll see if she's able to pick it up in the fourth quarter as the floater goes for Philoxy. She's going to try to match her jersey number with a three-point play. Foul committed by Bunasir. And Philoxy's got her double-double. 12 assists, 11 points. Looking for a 12th point coming up. And she got it. 77-58. Full court pressure not letting up from Rwanda. As El Hassani charges up to the floor and finds Maria Halep. Amar Mansour kicks it out deep. And Butera gets the read. Destiny Faloxi getting a little crossover. Down to 8. Hampton in the lane. Misses. And here's a kill. Haleb for 3. That is off. As Awuzie comes up with another rebound. And an 8-second violation as Faloxi used too much time in the backcourt. It appears that Rwanda appears to be tired in the last few minutes. But you do not want to turn the ball over on an 8-second count. Bunasir can't get 3 more. Rebound brought down by Hampton. Faloxi looking to tango with Mansour. The crowd's asking for it. 5 to shoot. Hampton for 3. That doesn't go. Oh, I'll tell you, the roof would have exploded if that 3 would have went down. A little bit of a dance and the shot to finish would have capped it off for the Rwandan fans. Mansour driving in for 2 over Awuzie. Faloxi still looking for that crossover, but she gets the pick instead. 5 of the 24, Hampton going wide. Lebanon with plenty of fouls to give, but they have to understand they could take it to the hole too, as Rwanda is out of fouls to give. .210 and counting. Mika Yiza trying to go outside, but that doesn't connect. A 17-point Rwanda lead as we close out a good game between Rwanda and Lebanon and a good first day of competition. The FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament. Rwanda has the first leg, Mexico with the second leg. And you can catch the games from Mexico as we speak right now. That will carry you on for the rest of the day. And we'll pick up where we left off again tomorrow. Second free throw goes down for Awuzie. 18-point ball game. As Amar Mansour pushes it up. Kill. Tobaccos. Tough shot, unable to get it, but she picks up the rebound. Second chance coming up with under 100 seconds to go. Akil gets close from top of the key and does not finish. Adil Tetero into the game. So Rwandan bench emptying out as Coach Sarr gets the reserves in for the final 117. 5 to shoot. Will Tetero get a shot? Or will Kiyobi? Flings it up, but it's too much for her to bear off of that double team. On the floor and off the pass. Akil gets denied by Butera. And with a minute to go, they get the bucket. We have a timeout on the floor. Exactly a minute to go. 18-point game in which Rwanda is going to run away with this game. And it's been a matter of dominating with their bigs. Yes, sir, if you look at it, 4 players in double-digit figures, led by Bella Moreketet, who did most of her damage in the paint as expected, with 24 points and 7 rebounds. Destiny Philoxy, a double-double, 12 assists and 12 points for her name. Keisha Hampton, another one of those bigs, taking care of things with 21 points. And Aneza Sifa, even though silent in the second half, her three-point barrage really got things to open up before halftime. And for Lebanon, Rebecca Kill, who ended up with 14 points at halftime, only made 2 points in the last 20 minutes with 16 points. She's one of the leaders in scoring, but Amar Mansour has capitalized for Lebanon in the second half. She has a total of 18 points. Trinity Baptiste with 11. And Lebanon did an exceptional job of shutting down Trinity Baptiste into this game. One more minute of action here. And Rwanda will start through play with a convincing victory over Lebanon. It's plays like that from Asuma Owuzie that got them this victory. Lebanon will play Great Britain on Wednesday, and Rwanda will look forward to face Argentina on Wednesday as well. We'll have Group C action tomorrow as the Group D teams will take a day off, as Bounasir gets the rebound. And Bounasir unable to get it as Owuzie will hold on to it. And they barely break the 8-second mark, but they didn't need it at all, as Rwanda dominates in this game as they defeat Lebanon 80-62 to cap off day 1 of action. Again, it was a big game for Rwanda, led by Bella Moreketet underneath with 24 points. Double-double performance from Destiny Philoxy, 12 assists and 12 points to her name. And for Lebanon, Rebecca Akil, one of the leading scorers with 16. Amar Mansour with 18. Trinity Baptiste pulled in the second half, but she ended up with 11 points. Your final, Rwanda 80, Lebanon 62. We thank each and every one of you for joining us in day 1 of competition in the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup pre-qualifying tournament. We'll be back again tomorrow for more action on the Rwanda side. But until then, this be Aaron Sanders saying so long and keep on watching FIBA basketball. So long, everybody.